Welcome to the Clemson Players Show by Fan Media Network. All right. Let's move on. Trevor Lawrence, we're really missing an opportunity to see one of the greatest quarterbacks in college history play today. But he's going to probably be the number one pick in the NFL draft. If you're Trevor Lawrence and you're looking at the Jets as picking you as the number one draft, and you still got one more year of eligibility, do you stay on and play in Clemson and maybe let that draft go? Or you take your chances and you go into the NFL draft as the number one pick? Let's see who I want for this. I want Dwight Kirkland. Can you tell me what you'd do if you're a Trevor Lawrence?
If I'm Trevor, I'd stay.
Stay?
Yeah. To me, basically, you got no. Why would you want to go to the Jets? Why? It's a laughing stock. It's a laughing stock team. You're bound to get hurt if you're playing with them. Granted, you might get hurt playing, still coming back for your senior year, but at the same point in time, I take my chances knowing I'm gonna at least win some in college again, and possibly get some more hardware and increase your endorsement potential even more by coming back and playing again, and just getting some more stats and just possibly getting a Heisman if it doesn't happen this year with me and everything that's happening with them, and get another national championship game. Because to me, I just don't see going to the Jets work.
So you're going to stay in the orange. Tony Kennedy, what do you think? If you're Trevor, are you going into the draft or are you going to wait another year?
I thought about this one really hard. The Clemson in me says, please stay, Trevor. But you got to look at it. Every athlete goes to college with the hopes of one day making it to the NFL. Not only just making it, but he has the opportunity to be the first pick. There's no guarantee even this year with Justin Fields out there, but it's a strong possibility. I think right now with how everything's going with this COVID out there, the injuries that can happen in sports, we've seen that with Dak already in the pros, let alone college. I think he has to take a shot. I think he has to go to the NFL. He has to get that money that's sitting there waiting on him. And although the Jets is not a great franchise right now, they're doing some things right now that make it appear that they're going to try to push real hard for one of these top two quarterbacks. And they got a lot of draft picks they stockpiling. So it looks like they're going to try to rebuild. And why not rebuild around a guy like Trevor? I think even if it doesn't work out, that first contract is 3-4 years, he still has the opportunity to go somewhere else after that. But I think right now with DJ at Clemson, and again, how this season's going, it's the next step for him already. It's like, he's a man playing a boy's game now. Now it's time for him to be a man playing a man's game at the next level. And I'm going to cheer for him, even though it won't be my Cowboys. I'm going to cheer for him wherever he goes because I like him that much. But I really think it's time for him to go ahead and jump to that next level.
You sure your Cowboys are not tanking so they can get Trevor Lawrence?
Trying to call Jerry every day. Please don't win another game.
Sylvester, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have to say I thought long and hard on this one too, and I think he need to go. Honestly, I had a chance to actually meet his family. They're very humble. I don't think it's about even him going for the money, but the principle of the fact that it's there, he'll be there. There was no need for him to stay another year. You see what the Cleveland Browns did. They was that team once upon a time ago, and they built around. They brought in the draft picks and built the team up. I think they'll do the same thing at the Jets, around Trevor especially. But you got to go, and you got to take advantage of the opportunity, man. You're gonna be the first pick. Trevor is not like he's gonna stay around to win a national. He already got one of those on his belt. You know what I'm saying? So, take that opportunity, man. Take the opportunity and make good on it. So I would definitely say that go for it.
Okay, all right, Janine, sell this for us. What would you do if you were Trevor Lawrence?
I think he goes. He's going to be the first guy off the board. The first guy always goes to a sorry team. So let's say he's the first guy off the board next year. He's going to go to a sorry team. There's no way that Trevor Lawrence is going to go to a good team unless something drastic happens, right? So do it this year, do it next year. He goes to a crappy team regardless. I think that's just the way it goes. I think he has nothing to lose but money. to Tony's point, the objective for all of you is to get to the NFL. If you get the opportunity, I think you go. There is nothing else to win. There's no draft stock to improve. I think it's just a matter of, if you're going to be the best guy in the country, you go into a bad team. When do you want to do that? You want to do that this year? You want to do that next year? All you lose is money in between the two. So I think he goes and he just takes what he gets.
Point well made. Okay, the last question, we're going to round this up. I'm sure you guys heard of the firing of Will Muschamp, which was a real sad day for the Clemson fans because I really like Will. And I was thinking he's doing a great job with the Gamecocks. But he's no longer going to be with us. That's a sad time for myself. I don't know about you guys. But there have been some rumors that maybe for the head coaching job, our offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, our defensive coordinator, Brent Venables, may have an opportunity to go be the Gamecocks head coach. If you're Tony Elliott, if you're Brent Venables, do you consider being the head coach at the South Carolina Gamecocks? Miss Homecoming, I'm gonna let you tackle this one first. What do you think? I can kind of see it in your face right now, but what do you think though? Tell us your thoughts.
So no for both, and I have different reasons, right?
Okay.
No, there's no upside, right? South Carolina's a dumpster fire right now. There's no good reason to go. But for sure, for Tony Elliott, okay, I don't know if you guys saw that USA Today article earlier this week. Black coaches get one shot, right? He's got one shot. They don't get to be mediocre and cycle through college football. Okay, Will Muschamp is the perfect example of mediocrity cycling through college football. Okay, Black coaches don't get that chance. So he's got one shot. I would not waste my shot on the University of South Carolina. I think he needs a culture of success. He's accustomed to a culture of success. So if I'm him, I'm looking for an opportunity where a coach that's taken that move up job, okay, that has established something at one level is moving to a next level. So that guy is leaving a legacy of success and a culture of winning. And I think Tony Elliott moves into that slot where the culture of winning is already there. I also think there is no scenario where the University of South Carolina accepts a Clemson University graduate as one of their own as a head coach. Just no scenario. So I think there's no upside for him. He does nothing but lose if he does it. And I don't think he'd take it even if he was offered. Now, Venables, I think, is for a different reason, okay? First of all, I don't know if Venables is a turnaround guy or not, or if he's just a build and sustaining kind of guy. Because clearly whoever comes into that role needs to turn that program around. And everyone is not a turnaround person. So if Venables is that guy, then maybe that's interesting. But I think he has to be in the mood for a project at this point in his life. I mean, this is a project. Are they going to give him the time to do what needs to be done? Are they going to give him 6, 7, 8 years to build something? Because he's got to clear out all those old guys. He's got to clear out all that old culture. He's got to clear out all that mess to establish his system. Does he have the patience for that at this point in his life? I don't know, but I'd rather sit at Clemson and be a defensive coordinator making more money than anybody else than to take that crap down there in South Carolina. I'll stop.
Okay. Tony, what do you got to say? Do we give her a bow now? Or we'll wait to give you that. Go ahead, Tony. Would you take that job if you were Tony Elliott or Brent Venables?
That was perfect right there. We could have dropped the mic and ended it with what Jan said right there. I agree with her on both of them, but kind of ironically, I went the other way on the African-American thing. We don't get opportunities at Power 5 schools in the first place. I think the big thing here is whoever takes that job, we're talking about the Clemson guys, but whoever takes that job has to understand, I don't think they're taking that job to make South Carolina elite. South Carolina, to me, in the SEC is like the Wake Forest is in the ACC. You're going to be a middle-of-the-road type of team, win some shocking games here and there, but you're never going to be Alabama, LSU, Georgia, year in and year out. And then on the other side, you got the big brother right up the road, Clemson, who you're coaching at now. Now, Tony Elliott has coached in different places in South Carolina, but he coached at South Carolina State. he coached at, I believe it was Furman, I want to say. So those were lower tier schools. So if the opportunity comes up, I think he should apply for the job. I think his name should get out there because, like Jan said, there's going to always be opportunities coming. And I think he's at a place now where he gets to pick and choose where he want to go, what he want to do with his career. I wouldn't take the job, but being an African-American, if he has the opportunity and they want to speak to him, I think he goes because I think Tony does want to be a head coach one day. I really think he wants to be a head coach one day. I just don't think it's at South Carolina. South Carolina will not be the Clemson. If the thought is to go there and take over the SEC, I don't think they're going to give you enough time. You're not going to do it in 3 to 4 years, and you'll be out just like Muschamp. You have a nice paycheck when you leave, but you won't accomplish what you tried to accomplish in that time.
All right, Sylvester, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with both Janine and Tony. Tony Elliott do want to be a head coach, and that's a fact. But I think he's definitely taking his time with it. I agree with Tony. He should go through the process, put his name in the hat at least, because sometimes that's good for people to see that you are interested in moving forward, but you can always not take the job if it was to come to that point. Yeah, definitely go through the process, and I know Tony eventually want to be a head coach. I'm not saying that he's at that point now, he want to jump into that with 2 feet, but I would definitely go through the process. Coach Venables, I personally had a conversation with Venables, and now this things has changed. I know when I last talked to him about this was a while back, just talking about being a head coach in general. He told me that was something he didn't care to do. He was happy being a defensive coordinator, and that was really what he wanted to do, and he felt like that, where he are with that, he's okay. So, and Janine was right. I think that Venables, he's not type person who want to take on a head coaching project like that. But he's okay with being that defensive coordinator. And you with the team that wins. I mean, who wants to go somewhere that, you want to be on the other side of that? So I say no.
Okay, what about you, Dwight? What do you think?
Basically, I'm pretty much in agreement with everybody else. For Tony Elliott, yeah, I know he wants to be a head coach, but go through the whole process as they've said, get the experience to know what schools are looking for, and also tell them what you're looking for also as well. If they give you an opportunity to kind of tell them what your vision is for it also as well, instead of them telling you their vision. Because as TK said, basically, going there, you're not going to be a juggernaut in the SEC. Their main thing is, to me, they just want to beat Clemson. And like, if they can do that one time, they're fine. They're happy. To them, that's like their season right there, because they really don't care about, being an upper echelon team. They want to be that, but they don't put that precedent, I think, to make that jump or invest in the program to how they need to be like that. As far as Venables, to me, I think he would stay for a while. I think mainly as long as his kids are still playing, I think he would go through that whole process with them. I think once his kids are out of school, I think then that's when he focused a little bit more on being a head coach. And like they said, I don't see him as a building up program kind of guy. I kind of see him as one of those coaches that will just fill in to a situation where a coach was taking a bigger role for like an NFL job or a bigger school or something like that, and seeing him plug in right there where the pieces are already there. He can implement his system and make them a little bit better for what they're doing. But as far as like just building a program from the ground up, I just don't see him being that kind of guy.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Tony, let me go back to you and ask you about Brent Venables. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Can you tell us what you would do if you were Brent? Yeah,
they kind of stole that thunder from me there, but I agree with what the guys just said. With Coach Venables, I think he wants to be a defensive coordinator. That's his passion. You see it all over him. I mean, when you talk to him in person, when you see him on the sideline, that's his passion. I don't think he wants the whole pie. He just wants his piece of the pie, let him focus on his side of the ball and do what he does. I think the fact that he has 2 sons on the team and one starting at linebacker is a joy for him to see, a joy for him to coach. And I don't think he wanted, even if he had the opportunity to take that job and possibly try to bring his sons along with him, I just don't think that's something he wants to do. I think he wants to continue doing what he's doing here. And like Jan said, getting paid like he's getting paid, well-deserved how he's getting paid at Clemson. He knows we got a great head Clemson. He knows Dabo is handling, the whole pie. Tony Elliott's handling the offense, and he just got his side of the ball that he needs to focus on. And I think that's what he. If one day soon, another opportunity comes, if we stay successful at Clemson, one day he may get there after his sons leave. But right now, I just don't think he's interested in it. So I think he definitely plans to stay at Clemson. Even if South Carolina comes looking for him, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay, well, guys, that's going to sum it up. I'm going to give you my little thoughts about it. The great Tom Moore, who has been an assistant coach for a very long time in NFL, told me one time when I was with the Arizona Cardinals, he said, Levon, there's nothing wrong with being a really good assistant coach. And that's all I got to say about that. For Tony, for Brent, there's nothing wrong with being a really good assistant coach. Hey, guys, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the Clemson Players Show. Miss Homecoming, you really light up this show. Thank you so much for being aboard. We really, really do appreciate you. And hey, if you get a chance to watch this show, please do. It's on the Fan Media Network. For myself, Levon Kirkland, for the players, we want to thank you for listening in. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.